My name is John, and I'm 80 years old. Over the years, I've learned that cooking isn't just about feeding the body. It's about creating memories, bringing people together, and yes, even saving money. Have you ever stood in the grocery store wondering how to stretch your budget without sacrificing healthy meals? Well, you're not alone. Today I'm sharing simple, money-saving cooking tips that can help you eat well without breaking the bank. But before we continue, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to John the Stoic. It's your support that allows me to keep sharing these stories and practical tips. When I was a boy, meals were simple but meaningful. My grandmother would cook hearty stews using whatever vegetables were in season, and nothing ever went to waste. I can still hear her voice saying, "John, food isn't something you throw away. It's something you respect." Back then, we didn't have much, but we always had enough because we knew how to stretch every ingredient. Fast forward to today, and I see how easy it is to get overwhelmed by expensive organic labels, gourmet recipes, and fast food temptations. But here's the truth. You don't need a big budget to eat well. You just need a plan and a few smart habits. The Stoics believed that simplicity was the key to a fulfilling life. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The same applies to food. By keeping it simple, using what you have, and making intentional choices, you can create meals that nourish both your body and your bank account. Today, I'll share the cooking tips that have helped me save money while enjoying meals that are both healthy and satisfying. And who knows, maybe these tips will remind you of some wisdom you picked up along the way too. One of the most valuable lessons I've learned is this: a little planning goes a long way. Back in the day, my mother would sit at the kitchen table every Sunday evening with a notepad and a pencil. She'd plan meals for the week and make a shopping list based on what we needed. Nothing more, nothing less. And because of that, food was rarely wasted. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to buy things we don't need or let leftovers sit in the fridge until they spoil. But planning meals ahead can save you both time and money. When you plan your meals for the week, you avoid last-minute trips to the store and the temptation to order takeout. It also helps you buy ingredients in bulk, which is often cheaper. Start by taking inventory of what you already have in your kitchen. What's sitting in the back of your pantry or freezer that you've forgotten about? Plan meals around those ingredients first. Then, create a simple shopping list and stick to it. If you're cooking for one or two, consider meals that can be easily reheated, like soups, stews, or casseroles. The Stoics value discipline and preparation. Seneca wrote, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." When you prepare ahead, you're not just saving money, you're reducing stress. You'll no longer find yourself standing in front of an open fridge wondering what to cook. And here's an extra tip. When you cook meals that use similar ingredients, you can save even more. For example, a roasted chicken one night can become chicken soup the next, and leftover vegetables can be turned into a hearty stir-fry or a frittata. It's all about using what you have and making the most of every bite. Because food isn't just nourishment, it's an investment. And like any good investment, it works best when you plan ahead. When I was a child, we didn't have strawberries in the winter or tomatoes flown in from across the world. We ate what the season provided. If it was summer, we had fresh berries and corn on the cob. If it was winter, It was hearty root vegetables and canned goods we had preserved. Back then, we didn't call it eating local. It was just common sense. Today, grocery stores offer just about anything, anytime. But that convenience comes with a price. Out-of-season produce is often expensive and, to be honest, less flavorful. Buying in-season produce is one of the simplest ways to save money while getting the freshest and most nutritious food available. Visit your local farmer's market if you can. Not only do they often have better prices than grocery stores, but you're also supporting local farmers. Many farmers markets offer discounts later in the day when vendors are eager to sell what's left. And don't overlook co-ops or community-supported agriculture programs where you can buy fresh local produce in bulk. The Stoics believed in living harmoniously with nature. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Adapt yourself to the life you have been given and take what nature offers you." Eating seasonally isn't just about saving money, it's about reconnecting with the rhythm of life, appreciating what's in front of you, and making the most of what nature provides. Even small changes like switching to seasonal vegetables or buying local honey can have a big impact on your budget and your health. And don't forget, when produce is in season, you can buy extra and freeze or can it for later. That way, you can enjoy the flavors of summer even when the first snowfall hits. So, the next time you're at the store or market, ask yourself, what's in season right now? What's local? Because sometimes the simplest choices bring the greatest rewards. Growing up, my grandmother had a habit of cooking in large batches. She'd say, "If you're already chopping onions, you might as well chop twice as many." And she was right. Batch cooking is one of the most effective ways to save time, reduce food waste, and stretch your budget. Here's how it works. Instead of cooking a small meal every night, you prepare larger portions that can be stored and eaten later. Make a big pot of soup, chili, or stew. Divide it into portions and freeze them for future meals. That way, on those days when you're too tired to cook, you've got something ready to go. No need for expensive takeout or last-minute trips to the store. Another tip is to cook ingredients in bulk. For example, you can cook a large batch of rice or quinoa and use it throughout the week in different meals. One day, it can be a side dish, and the next, it can be the base for a stir-fry or grain bowl. The same goes for proteins. Grill several chicken breasts at once and use them in salads, sandwiches, or casseroles. The Stoics valued preparation as a form of wisdom. Epictetus said, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." Being prepared isn't just about avoiding inconvenience. It's about setting yourself up for success and reducing unnecessary stress. And let's talk about cost savings. Buying in bulk is often cheaper, and batch cooking allows you to use up ingredients before they go bad. Leftover vegetables can be turned into soups, pasta sauces, or omelets. With a little creativity, no ingredient goes to waste. The next time you cook, think bigger. Double the recipe, freeze the extras, and thank yourself later when you have a delicious homemade meal waiting for you. Because nothing beats the comfort of knowing you've already taken care of tomorrow's dinner. Back in my day, meat was considered a luxury, something you'd enjoy on special occasions. But even then, we never felt deprived because my family knew how to make the most of simple, affordable protein sources. From beans to eggs, we always had meals that were hearty, healthy, and satisfying. Today, protein can still be expensive if you're buying steak and seafood regularly. But there are plenty of budget-friendly alternatives that provide the same nourishment without the high cost. Lentils, beans, chickpeas, canned tuna, eggs, and even peanut butter are affordable, versatile, and packed with protein. Take beans, for example. They can be turned into soups, stews, or salads. Combine them with rice or quinoa, and you've got a complete protein-rich meal. Eggs are another budget-friendly option. A simple frittata made with leftover vegetables can be a quick and affordable dinner. And don't overlook canned tuna. It can be used in sandwiches, salads, or pasta dishes, offering both convenience and nutrition. The Stoics believed in appreciating life's essentials. Epictetus said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things he has not, but rejoices for those he has." Applying this wisdom to cooking means focusing on what sustains you rather than what impresses others. A bowl of lentil soup may not seem luxurious, but it's nourishing, satisfying, and often costs less than a few dollars to make. If you're looking to save even more, consider buying dried beans and lentils instead of canned ones. They're cheaper, and cooking them in bulk gives you plenty of leftovers for future meals. Remember, you don't need expensive cuts of meat to create a meal that leaves you feeling full and healthy. Some of the most nutritious and satisfying meals come from humble ingredients, ones that are easy on the wallet, but rich in flavor and nourishment. Because at the end of the day, it's not about what you can afford, it's about how wisely you use what you have. My grandmother had a saying, "Leftovers aren't yesterday's meal, they're tomorrow's opportunity." And she lived by that. A roast chicken on Sunday would turn into chicken soup on Monday, and any leftover vegetables found new life in casseroles or omelets. Nothing went to waste. In today's world, food waste is a big problem, and it often costs us more than we realize. But with a little creativity, leftovers can be turned into delicious new meals. Got leftover rice? Turn it into a fried rice dish with eggs and veggies. Leftover chicken? Shred it and make chicken tacos or a hearty chicken salad. Even stale bread can be revived. Use it for bread pudding or homemade croutons. The key is to think of leftovers not as scraps, but as ingredients waiting to be transformed. This mindset can save you money and reduce waste while adding variety to your meals. The Stoics believed in making the most of what life gives you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears." Similarly, when you reject the idea that leftovers are unwanted, you start seeing them as valuable resources. What you have is enough. It just requires a bit of imagination. If you're cooking for one or two, consider portioning leftovers right after you cook. Store them in containers and label them so they don't get forgotten in the back of the fridge. Freezing leftovers can also be a lifesaver, especially on busy days when you don't feel like cooking. There's a certain satisfaction in creating something new from what others might throw away. It's a reminder that frugality and resourcefulness can lead to delicious rewards. So the next time you open your fridge and see last night's dinner staring back at you, don't dismiss it. Get creative, experiment, and remember, great meals aren't always about starting fresh. Sometimes they're about starting smart. As we've explored today, cooking on a budget doesn't mean sacrificing taste or nutrition. It means making intentional choices, planning ahead, and appreciating the simple meals that nourish both body and soul. From planning your meals to using leftovers creatively, every step you take toward mindful cooking can help you save money while enjoying healthier, home-cooked meals. The Stoics believed that simplicity was the key to a fulfilled life. Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more. That is poor." When you embrace the idea that you don't need expensive ingredients to create something delicious, you find joy in the process itself. It's not about having a gourmet kitchen, it's about making the most of what you have and cherishing every meal. So the next time you're in the kitchen, remember this: you're not just cooking, you're creating memories, saving money, and nourishing yourself in ways that extend beyond the plate. I'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite budget-friendly meal or cooking tip? Share it in the comments below. Your wisdom might just inspire someone else. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like this video and share it with a friend who's looking to save money in the kitchen. And of course, subscribe to John the Stoic for more practical wisdom on cooking, saving, and living well after 60. Together, let's keep learning, growing, and enjoying life's simple pleasures, one meal at a time.